Hello, I'm Lloyd, and welcome to Pubs of the Shire, Episode 2. My next guest is David Sims, a proper Bedfordian, and more specifically, Kempstonian, with a great knowledge of Kempston history, pub culture, plus local ghost stories. Kempston has a lot of history with Saxon and Roman links, plus many old characters in the 20th century. It was once the largest village in England, but became a town since the new town was built in the 19th century. We'll be focusing on the older part of the village, which has had many pubs in the past. This episode includes cat meat sandwiches, a drunken coven of witches, and so much more. Okay, we're at the old King William pub in the old part of Kempston, I believe. The old village, wasn't it, at one point?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So I'm here with Kempston born and bred.
Yep.
David Sims, local historian and ghost walk host. We'll be talking about lost pubs and live pubs as well of Kempston and some of the local characters.
Yeah.
You tell us a little bit about yourself? Or?
Yeah, thanks, Lloyd.
Okay.
Good to see you.
And you.
Great to see you doing this work with the dead pubs, keeping
Thank
the
you.
dead pubs alive. Yeah. So, Kempston born and bred. I like the local history. Always been interested in history. So, when it comes to Kempston, I'm part of the history now. So, yeah. So, it's to think about the old Kempston as it was. I mean, right now we're in the King William IV.
Yes.
The King William IV,
Yeah.
licensed as a pub first in 1829. So,
Ah.
and it's named after a 19th century king. So, well, we have to ask, well, why is that? Well,
Yeah.
the answer is this was never a pub; it was a farmhouse.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and we're actually in one of two cottages of the farm. So, so it was two buildings at one time. And
Yeah.
You could still see where the two buildings were.
Right.
And so it was a farmhouse, and but then in 1829 it was licensed, and that was the time of King William IV. Hence the name.
Yeah, because it's very. So basically, the building's older than the pub.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Very much so. Yeah.
By a long chalk.
So it can now lay claim to the oldest pub in Kempston at long last,
Right.
because that was held by the Half Moon that time.
Okay.
Because there've been various half moons on that site, and in fact the Half Moon, what is the building, still sits on a medieval footing.
Right.
So because it was a medieval pub originally.
Yeah,
medieval
the base was really old, wasn't it?
That's right. So it still sits on a stone base, exactly.
Wow.
And that's still in all the old photographs and all the old paintings of the original Half Moon. So
So it was rebuilt once or twice, wasn't it?
it was. It was burnt to the ground.
Yeah.
And this pub was severely damaged in what they call the Great Fire of Kempston in 1901. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So there's big stories about that, where the steaming steam powered fire engine had to rush off to the pub and put the fire out.
But dunk the hose in the river kind of thing and pump it up kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I suppose if you had a fire near the river, you're in slightly more luck, I suppose. Yeah. I've heard about that before. There was the old Royal Oak in Carlton that had a fire and had to pump it up from the river. That was probably 19th century as well. But so do you know what's happening with the Half Moon? Is it just sitting there? It's just,
there's various rumours about the Half Moon.
Right.
I mean, we can talk about the Half Moon later on, if you want, about about what it means to me, because I remember it in its heyday, If you think about what's happening to it right now, we know it's a dead pub right now, quite simple. All the windows are blacked out, things like that, with the bottom windows. What it's being used for at the moment, actually, is just being used as accommodation for people who work for Brewhouse.
Right. That makes sense.
There is some kind of rumour that, a Wells pubs might open it again because of a certain thing that's happening in Bedfordshire.
Okay, so that's promising, because that's completely the Universal Studios. That's sort of changed the script a bit, because a lot of these pubs that have got a lot of problems and shutting all shut.
Yep.
There's potential now, isn't there? Especially if they shoehorn accommodation into it.
Right, indeed.
So that's good for us as pub punters,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Half Moon, there is some whisper that, it'll open again, that will do it up and open it. But that's only a whisper.
Yeah. Well, I'm always optimistic, even if it's just a rumour. But I just assumed it get to the point where it gets knocked down and becomes private, house or whatever. But
it was a fabulous pub in its day.
Yeah,
it was an incredible pub in its day. Yeah,
because I was local to here, to the Half Moon, and I had a soft spot for it. But that was like 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But, So what's your sort of favourite beer or drink?
Well, it depends where, local beer or whatever.
Yeah.
I used to like the old Banks and Taylor, the local Sheffield brewery. I used to think their beer was great.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Yeah. I mean, I've had some good ones on holiday as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
local-wise, that was Sheffield, wasn't it?
Oh, it was Sheffield.
Yeah.
But you always... You couldn't resist the pints over, what's the name as well, over Green End and... Yeah, Green End and, West End.
Yeah.
So what you've got over there, you've got the shoulder of mutton,
yes,
Green End, and then you've got the three horseshoes at West End. And they were owned by brothers, actually, during the 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Okay.
So Denny Jessup had the three horseshoes. And incidentally, on his tombstone in Kempston Cemetery, he's got three horseshoes.
Oh,
so people won't know what the connection is.
I'll have to have a look at that.
But that's what that's about, yeah. And then you got his brother, Jim Jessup, at the shoulder.
Right.
But the thing was that, the way the beer was presented, and particularly over the three horseshoes, because it came straight out the barrel.
Yeah.
And on a summer's day, you couldn't you'd want to ride past it, but you couldn't ride past it because you had to stop and you had to go in because the smell of the beer on the summer's day was absolutely something you don't get anymore.
So that's unique. Yeah.
Pretty sure you had, I think it was Green King up at the shoulder, and then it was Wales over to over Three Horseshoes.
Yeah.
And they're both gone now, of course.
Yeah, just houses now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
There's a lot of pubs in Sheffield, actually, I think. Quite a lot there.
Yeah. Yes.
You got a favourite bar snack or pub meal? Whether it's
a memorable bar snack was back in the old shoulder mutton once again. Now, if you went in the shoulder mutton, Jim Jessup had on the near to the bar, he had this kind of old, what would have been an electric sort of like pastry heater.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it had some hot snacks written on it, although it was never plugged in because it didn't contain hot snacks anymore. What it contained were these pots,
right,
of what he'd made himself. So he made his seat of food and things like. But he'd made some horseradish sauce. Okay, so
quite hot.
Well, you wouldn't believe. So I like horseradish sauce. I like a little dab of the old white stuff at Christmas. The old creamed horseradish, lovely.
Yeah.
Not everybody's taste, but
no, I like it. Yeah.
You take home the horseradish sauce then. And I bought one once, honestly. And this was literally horseradish just sitting in vinegar and pickling. And it was just like, it was like fire.
Yeah.
It's just making fire in your mouth.
Brilliant. Yeah. So that was one of the specialities.
But snacks or something. Yeah.
The next question is about any local, specifically probably Kempston anecdotes or tales. Protect the names.
Thousands. The trouble with that, Lloyd, of course, as well, is that I'll always go away after chatting with you, and I'll think to myself, why didn't I move up that one? Why don't I think of that one? There's hundreds, isn't there?
Yeah.
But I have to really tell you about the days of playing in the Quiz League.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So playing in the Green King Quiz League for over 10 years, and the interesting places we went and what happened in these interesting places.
Yeah.
One of them's still going. One of these pubs is still going, so I shan't name it.
No.
But you'd walk in there. So the first time we walked in this particular pub, of course, in normal circumstances, you play in the pub quiz league, and go into a quiet room, let's say, and then there'd be tables set out, and then one team would be one side, the other team, and they've got a question master in the middle. Yeah. Well, this was when we walked into this pub, which is still in Bedford High Street to this day. We walked in there and we were led upstairs into the landlord's bedroom.
Right.
Yeah. And so there was their team of four, our team of four, and one team sat on one bed and the other team sat on the other bed.
Nice and comfy.
And it was comfy because you were very close together on a bed, and then you've got the question master in the middle. And then there was another pub.
Right.
Which was another one in Bedford, but this one is a dead pub now, and it will never be open again. But anyway, but we went in this pub, and they found out that the hosting pub always provides a snack or a nice snack or meal. Yeah. So we used to go and have some lovely things, sometimes. Yeah. Some of the restaurant pubs used to put out some lovely chips and this and whatever. Yeah. But on this particular, they were a bit surprised about this because they hadn't been genned up because it was their first time in the league.
Yeah, I didn't realise.
So they had to put something together. So what they put together was they put together these kind of these white bread sandwiches, and which were very, very like squashed together anyway in triangles, and didn't look very appetising.
No.
And then when you took, I remember taking the top layer of bread off, and in the sandwich was little chunks of browned meat with jelly around the brown meat, and this was obviously cat food that they'd served up.
Did anyone eat him?
No.
He must have stank.
Oh, honestly.
Oh, that's shocking.
I know.
What a trick. Oh, so it wasn't sandwich paste or anything like that?
No,
it was definitely
it was
pet products.
It was pet products.
Smelly.
Yeah.
Oh dear. The next question is, have you either ever seen a ghost in a pub or know any stories of ghosts in pubs?
No.
The
answer to that is absolutely not.
Okay.
And somebody recently messaged my own site and about their ghost of Kempston, and asked about the Griffin, because when they ran the Griffin, they'd seen things, people standing at the end of the bed and things like that, which you get. But I knew Pete Cleaver for a lot of years, and who lived there, and I also knew Ian Taylor after that, Scotch guy, and Liz, who had it after Pete. Right. And they had it for a good 10 years. Yeah. And nothing ever sort of like came of that. No. Never heard any stories. And nothing down the Half Moon from Roger. And here, yes, there's been talk about things that have happened here. Yeah. Nothing seen, although things have been moved and things, and people have heard noises and stuff like that. But nothing in the way of, not actually sort of like presentations inside the pub. No. As such. So, no. Okay.
Yeah, I suppose being an atmospheric old building, it'll always be, I don't know, maybe it's down to people's imaginations, or I suppose if you're staff and it's quiet at night and there's always something out of your peripheral, I suppose.
Well, yeah, possibly. Yeah. I mean, over the Checkers at Wootton, there's supposed to be somebody in the tap in the cellar over there.
Oh, right.
Or in the beer room, but once again, I've only heard that story once, and my family had it at one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
because that was a very old building, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was, yeah. It was just like this one, really. 17th century, grade 2 listed.
Similar period.
Exactly. That one's rising, by the way.
It will.
It will rise.
Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, it's not. Obviously, the lovely building's gone, but it's good that it will be resurrected, and it'd be nice to think it could have the essence of the other building. I mean, they'll probably make it bigger. But that's.
I think if they're going to, you're absolutely right. If they're going to rebuild that, then they'll have. I would imagine they'll have accommodation in mind there as well, because of what's going on. They've got plenty of room there. Yeah, and it's set on a lovely thing, I've used it at various times over the decades, up until till when it was closed, actually. And so I knew the chap that was in there at the time. Yeah, and I would have to say, an old-fashioned landlord with an incredible personality. Right, and that's what makes pubs a lot of the time in the old days. So there was a guy who. An absolutely fabulous magician in the kitchen, for creating food and things like that. So,
good host.
An absolutely amazing host, wouldn't they? You're out the door, you'd have your 3 pints or whatever. Yeah. And then you'd always have to get, just serve back and forth and say that's on me. Right. And you don't get that. No. So they can't give away beer, but that's how he was. So it's very much like going back in time, so he's worth a mention. So.
That's quite special, especially in that kind of. In that setting, it's a lovely.
He was a guy that loved company. Company, and loved people being in there, and he would certainly be in the centre of anything that went on down there. Yeah, so good.
That's what you want. Yeah. Yep. So, have you got a favourite live pub in Kempston at the moment?
Live pub?
Well, yeah. Which one of the pubs is your favourite? Do you think, or? You got more than one, or?
No, I now. The way the pubs have gone in Kempston now, I don't use this. I use this one. This is my local now, as much as anything. Yeah. I lament the Half Moon. I really do. Yeah. I lament that one. Yeah. I know they've been trying to do great things, and I know the Duke is resurrecting. There's a lot of hard work going into the Duke at the moment. In fact, they had a live band there, one of the top bands in the area, a couple of weeks ago, and that was a heavy night, a big night. So good luck to the Duke, and also the Mulberry. I heard the Mulberry's doing fantastic work.
I've not been in there, but it seems to have a lot of a bit of a community feel about it.
Very much so, and also the Caribbean element. I understand, and a lot of Caribbean themed food and that kind of thing.
That's good.
And it's gone really popular there. So good luck to the Mulberry.
Yeah, and, definitely.
And mate, the Smiths still.
Still going.
Still sitting there in the.
It's a backstreet sort of corner Victorian pub, isn't it?
Well, Edwardian, very much like thingy. Very much like the Griffin was.
Yes.
Before they extended it, so it's a corner pub with a front door. Because the Griffins originally, their front door was actually on the corner. Yeah. Of the building itself. That got moved a long time ago. I remember a photograph from the Griffin of the door. Don't know what happened to that. I think that photograph probably went to Spain with Pete Cleaver, actually, because he had it. Yeah. And I've never seen a copy of it since. But it was I always remember there was a lady holding a cat outside this door, and it was very different then, because you would say the door wasn't where it is now. It was on the, right in front. The pub.
That makes sense. Yeah. And then there's the Royal Oak, isn't there? There used to be
Royal Oak, absolutely.
So there used to be a chap from New Zealand run it.
That was Larry. That was
a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, gosh, Larry.
That's the last time I went in there.
Oh well, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Larry was. I can't remember his wife's name. Possibly Liz, but I'm not going to shoot at that. No, maybe not. But Larry was very, very popular over there. Right. Once again, old-fashioned landlord. Yeah.
Well, that's still going, isn't it? Obviously,
it is. Very much so. I go past on Friday night, and a few people in there playing pool and whatever. So
that's good.
It's all good to see, because I say there's only 7 pubs that still surviving in Kempston. In one form or another.
Less than it was, but at least it's still a respectable amount.
Well, 17 gone.
Right. Okay.
17 gone.
You'll run us through some of those?
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, there was the Gardener's Arms, which became the Bleakhall Pet Farm.
Yep.
My dad used to change in there for the round the back of it, actually, when he played for Kempston Rovers. Then there was the Three Fishes, which is just across the road from here.
Close to here, isn't it?
Yeah. Very close to where we are in the King William now. Then Half Moon itself.
Yep.
That's worth a special mention. We'll talk about
okay.
Yeah, shoulder mutton we talked about over at Green End. Then there was the leg of mutton just round the corner from that, which is in old photographs as well. Then the Three Horseshoes, Denny Jessel's pub, at the bottom of Stagstone Hill at Kempston West End. Yeah. The Wellington, of course, which is now a church.
Remember that? Yeah.
And then the Black Horse. Now the Black Horse was in Bunyan Road at the bottom, close to where the garage is now, at the bottom of Bunyan Road. Right. Then there was the Halfway Beer House, which was in... halfway down the Woden Road, actually. Okay. Woden Road. The Boot was at the bottom of. The Boot was at the bottom of Bunyan Road, next door, almost to Upend School. Actually, no, between Upend School and the and Thurston's depot. Right. Yeah. Yep. And that had a big field at the back of it as well, which is a show field where people lived in caravans and things like that. And then there was the Bell. So the Bell Beer House is very close to where we are now, down Water Lane. Yeah. Fox and Hounds, of course. Oh, yeah. The Fox and Hounds number 1. Yeah. Which was the old Fox and Hounds in the High Street. And then Fox and Hounds number 2, built in the 70s. Yeah. Popular pub, but eventually was demolished. Yeah. And flats built on that one. Yeah. The Bedford Arms was on the corner of Sainsbury's between Bunyan Road and Bedford Road. And in fact, that was a pub. It was on kind of 2 levels. The pub was on one level, and then you got sort of like it got a little roof garden that was on the lower level. Yeah, but I remember that. You remember it? Yeah, very much so. It had big, what used to get in the 70s, big bulb fairy light, not fairy light, but coloured lights. Yes, huge bulbs outside. Picture those, yeah. Okay. So it had that. And, that was a popular haunt for one of the local characters, actually, but we can talk about local characters later. Yeah. But and then the Brickmakers at Kempston. That burnt down. So it's a bit further out, wasn't it? Kempston, it was. That was what they call Kempston Hardwick, actually.
Yeah.
It's at the back end of Kempston Hardwick, and that burnt down, And then there was the Quart Pot, that's another pub in Woburn Road. Chimney Corner, of course, at Kempston Hardwick. So they're all the 17 pubs that have gone.
So the Chimney Corner, that still exists as a building, doesn't it?
It kind of does. What it is, you're absolutely right, what it is a wedding venue.
That's it.
So it's been turned into a wedding venue. How that would be affected? I guess the people who own that have got some, might have plans, because of course it's sitting on the edge of, right on the edge of the university.
Yeah, it's all become lucrative all of a sudden, hasn't it? All this, So
Brew Point apparently over at Clapham Road, but Brew Point are building a hotel on the side of there. Apparently.
Well, so it makes sense, and I guess there's bits and bobs of spare land around there, isn't there? So we'll talk a bit more about the half moon, shall we? Yeah. So because I think for that.
I think the half moon deserves a special mention, because what I remember, Lloyd, is that Charlie Wells used to run a competition amongst their pubs. They probably still do. I don't know. But it was basically for community pubs. So which pub could prove that get the top award, if you like, for proving that it could raise money for charity, and that it was a real community pub.
Yeah.
So one year, it was about 2003.
Right.
Roger McGloy and Nicky McGloy had the pub at the time.
I remember them.
Very much so. Well, we all went to work on sort of like providing the evidence, if you like, and it ended up in a red file that we put together, and that was presented to Charlie Wells and said, this is what the pub does. Well, the things that pub was doing at the time, I mean, you would not believe. I mean, all kinds of things were going on down there to raise money for charity, particularly. But there was a golf society that met sort of like 4 or 5 times a year, and that was the Half Moon Golf Society. There was a netball team, for goodness sake. There was a quiz team, quiz every Sunday evening down there as well. There was, there was all sorts of things going on down there. There were at the time there were either 3 or maybe 4 Northampton Skittles teams.
So there are more Skittles teams at that point.
Skittles, Northampton Skittles.
Yeah, the Hood Skittles. Yeah. And they had the annual bonfires.
Well,
I remember that.
Well, you're absolutely right. No worries. Yeah, that was a brilliant thing, and that was free.
Yeah.
So that really pulled people in, and that's what people remember. I used to build the guy for that. My dear mate Rob used to organise the firework display, and then Roger would be in charge of the bonfire. I don't know if you get away with it now, to be quite honest, because there'd be too many controls on it. But you've got some sensible people there, making sure that the kids were safe and things like that. They were inside the pub. They were doing hot dogs and burgers and things like that, to raise money. But every penny that they made on that didn't go behind the bar. It went went to the Poppy Appeal.
That's really good.
It went to the Royal British Legion. But it was a fabulous event. An incredible event. So many hundreds of people used to go down there and pack the car park where people used to stand and watch. And then over on the pub gardens where it all happened, the fireworks and stuff like that.
It's well remembered. I mean, it's one thing to have the fireworks, but I think it's quite nice having the bonfire as well. It's a bit more, sort of old-fashioned, isn't it? Like we're building the guy. And,
that was it. Roger looked at I think there was a bit of a trouble one year, actually, where they had to call the fire brigade,
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And Roger... sort of like sweet talk the fire brigade or whatever, and I'm pretty sure it happened.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take any credit for that. That was a fabulous thing, Roger and Rob, and Pete Hull as well. Right. Pete Hull used to help Rob with the fireworks. So But there was loads of things. Yeah. Darts teams. Of course, there was darts teams down there.
Yeah.
But all pubs have darts teams. But, and another thing they used to do was the annual cycle treasure hunt around the pubs. So they used to do this cycle treasure hunt where they, people used to turn up every year and they'd go have a cycle, the papers and the clues, and they'd go around pubs like they'd sort of go over, the Cross Keys and then the Checkers and and sometimes the Royal Oak, and sometimes they would come to this one, the King William.
Plenty of options. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I suppose that's an equivalent of they used to do the old pram races around different places.
I'm glad you mentioned that
because that was a thing, wasn't it?
Well, I was going to mention that.
Sorry,
absolutely great that you brought it up, Lord. I'll tell you why, because in Kempston there was one.
Right.
And this was in the 70s and 80s, and I've got photographs somewhere in my loft of this.
Yeah.
But you're talking about, the pubs being inhabited at the time of some guys who could handle themselves, you know, look like they've been for a few mangles and stuff like that. And I don't mean to be insulting.
No, just
guys who met at the pub, they can handle. But these guys every year would dress themselves up in drag.
Burly blokes,
exactly, burly blokes with lipstick smudged all over their face and stuff.
Brilliant.
And then the other one would be dressed as a baby with a frilly hat and stuff like that, being pushed around. And of course, it was good.
Yeah.
So what we got going on there? In this sense, it was a pub crawl where they could raise money, because it was a pub crawl.
Yeah.
They went to all the pubs,
Yeah.
raised money in buckets and things like that.
Got the money
and probably got sponsored as well or whatever. But it was definitely a sponsored event, or a charity event. So a lot of money.
I think a lot of those sort of things, I don't know, if fizzle out for different reasons, but I don't know, it's health and safety and things like that. And
oh gosh,
barrel rolling. People used to roll barrels between pubs and things as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They can't now because
no, you're absolutely.
Which
right.
I suppose there's reasons, but it's just different, isn't it? But,
yeah.
So
look back on though, isn't it? It's good
definitely.
Yeah.
It's nice it happened.
Yeah.
And then moving on to the characters. My wife, she was born in a house in Kempston, but she was asking me to ask you about the White Witch of Kempston. Was there a you know of, or was it just?
Yeah. There was a White Witch of Kempston. That's right. Her name was Marion Unsworth.
Right.
But she eventually married another chap called Keith Foster.
Okay.
And Keith was quite a character around Kempston. He was seen in his mobility scooter, which had got loads of mirrors on, and he had blue ovals on.
Yeah, quite recognisable.
He was. He'd buy an amputee, actually, an arm and a leg. And so he'd have a hat with a big feather in it, and a big white beard.
Wow.
And he was always a character.
Yeah.
You could never get... you could never go. Keith would see you, and he'd shout. He got a big, loud voice. And he'd
you hear him coming.
Well, you could hear him coming. You definitely could. And I could do an impression. I'm not going to do an impression. But how he used to talk. And, and he used to say to my daughter when she was young, you've never seen Father Christmas before, have you? Because he's got his big white beard.
Yeah.
Off duty, he'd got his hat and stuff like that. Yeah.
Off duty,
but going back to Marion, So Marion, at various times, she'd appeared in certainly in the News of the World. I remember.
Okay.
When they talking about witchcraft and things like that.
I suppose it was a hot topic at one point, wasn't it?
That's right.
70s or whatever.
Yeah. I've got some in my archive. I've got photographs of Marion all dressed up in her gear. And by our altar, whatever it was. I always remember once, Lloyd, got to mention it as well. While we're on the subject of the White Witch, because they had a big thing built up, and it was a national press as well as the Beds on Sunday, which was we must remember the Beds on Sunday. And they, so they built this big thing up that they were going to go and raise the devil one night over at Cloppy Woods. So they're going over there to raise the devil at midnight. But they went, actually, I'll never forget it, we were all in the Griffin, and they came in their gear, and they got down in a circle in the Griffin, in the lounge, and then they took photographs of them, so the press took photographs of them. Then they had a few drinks, then they had a few drinks more, then had a few drinks more, and of course the next day, the question was, did you actually face the devil? They said, face the devil, we never got out the pub.
Crashed her broomstick.
So I never got out the pub.
Quite a historic or interesting area. It's like near here. You've got Water Lane, the old Bell pub, the Half Moon, and then there's Church Walk, is it? And then Ladies Lane.
Well, it is. I mean, you've got Church Walk is what it says on the tin. It's the walk to the church.
Yes.
A lot of people call that actually two things. They call that some people will call that Ladies Walk, and other people will call it. Green Ladies Walk.
Okay.
Locally.
Yeah.
But Ladies Walk is actually the little causeway that runs off of the main footpath, which is the tree line path that was under threat until recently. I've got to mention that.
Yes, I do.
Because it was under threat, and and the planning proposal was rejected. I have to say as well, it's probably one of the most haunted paths in the whole of the UK. If you look to the records, sort of like. And various records, not just one, but if you look in various books and various about hauntings, and then you look in the county archive and national paranormal database.
Yeah.
There's so many hauntings.
So there's a lot of reported cases.
A lot of reported cases that are recorded. You know, not just hearsay. Well, I saw a ghost or that kind of thing, but they're written down. So,
okay. Because it's a lovely spot, but it is quite atmospheric.
Yeah.
I mean, my story is, I went jogging up there once, 15, 20 years ago. This sounds a bit daft. Massive hair came out from behind a tree and just turned around, spun off. But it just seemed really big. It was on its back legs. Really rational guy.
Yeah,
and that just loomed up, spun round and ran off, and I wondered what the hell that was.
It's, you know, you talk about rational, you know, and you know, being a rational guy, and people are rational, but things do happen that are unexplained sometimes.
I couldn't explain it.
I'm part of what is the Kempston Ghost Walk now, which is basically, so we tell these stories at Kempston down that haunted path twice a year.
Yeah.
We do it for entertainment and also for charity, but there's also the Paranormal Society, and the Paranormal Society are different. They go in search of ghosts in various ports and things like that. Yeah. They didn't exist until some of them had an experience on that very path. They didn't exist. Yeah. They saw something on that path which they couldn't explain, and they described it to me. They saw somebody on a horse. All of them saw it. It was on the summer's day. Yeah. So we're not talking about sort of like a dark evening. No. We're not talking about an evening when it was all dark and atmospheric and thunder or lightning or anything like that. Or mist. You know, they saw something there, and that provoked, prompted them to form the society. So
I did your walk a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it was great, but I just remember it being so cold.
Yeah.
It was really cold that year.
Yeah, chilly. I
don't know. Lasting memories.
Well, we try and change it every year. You know,
that's great.
We improve it and get more people involved and stuff like that. And, we've already got one filled for this year, which is brilliant. You know. And, and then that's another charity fundraiser, so that's good.
Just one more thing.
Did one about bands in the pub question or not?
Yeah. Oh wow. You know, I've seen a fair few bands in pubs over the years.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, and not a pub, but I was brought up in the Kempston Liberal Club. I went down there every Saturday night with my mum and dad. And in the 60s, 70s, there was always a band on the Saturday night. So I don't know if that's where I got my love of live music, maybe. And so very much so. And locally, there's been great bands locally over the years. There's a great band, as we know, doing the circuit, and which I was involved with. You know, I had some sort of connection with. That's Life of Riley, the Irish band.
Okay. Yeah.
And Frank and the guys are still in one incarnation. They're still very much busy. Yeah. They're doing loads of gigs. They've had various changes over the years, but Life of Riley I've mentioned.
Okay.
Also, another band that used to come to Bedford was a band called White Light.
Okay.
Covers band, but they could play every single cover to perfection.
Yeah.
And the lead, the front man was eccentric. So he was a little bit more than just a pub, your typical amateur band singer.
Good front man.
Oh, he was a great front man. I mean, he'd do some crazy things.
Yeah.
And they weren't contrived. He just So I think about him. So it's a shame he don't come to Bedford anymore. Yeah. I've actually been travelled twice to see him.
Okay.
But there we are.
I'll have to keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, but I've got to tell you, just to finish on the subject, because I was in Cromer.
Oh, yeah.
Best part of, 5 or 6 years ago now, but anyway. Yeah. But the town was locked down, and it was locked down because of trouble in the town.
Oh.
Massive trouble.
Oh, right.
So all the pubs were closed. You couldn't get in a pub. So we went out and for a meal and for a drink, and we couldn't get in any. They said, no, sorry, the police have told us it's closed.
God.
But because I had my sort of club membership card, the Cromer Club was open. So I went in the Cromer Club where there was a band playing in the Cromer Club. I've never seen anything like it. No. Not in all my years. No. They were called the Bloodshake Chorus, and they were dressed as zombies. And their lead singer was a huge man with a beard that was matted in blood.
Cool.
And his eyes were sunken and black. And he'd got this big, he was huge, and he'd got this this butcher's apron on that was covered in blood and stuff like that. Okay, anyway, and the guys backing him were all dressed similarly, like that. Yeah. But the point is, you cannot get away, dress like that. you've got to do the stuff as well. You've got to do your music. And these blokes, honestly, the guy sang like nobody else. He had this voice. Yeah. In fact, he's a mate because he sings with him occasionally. Rag and Bone Man.
Oh yeah,
Rory Graham.
Okay.
So he's sung with him a few times because he comes from the same area.
Okay.
And this bloke was huge. Yeah. And he got a rasping voice. Yeah. And the way they did all their songs was different. Yeah. They presented him differently. Yeah. With his road. So I've got to give him a mention.
Yeah. That's good.
And I've seen them a few times since.
Have you?
Definitely gone down to sort of like the lowest off way to see them. Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant.
There we are.
Thank you very much.
Last orders at the bar, please. Do your talking, walking. Okay, so that's episode 2 wrapped up. Hope you enjoyed David Sims and his Tales of Old Kempston Town. For clarification and context, we were speculating about pubs reopening or adding accommodation in light of the Universal theme park, which is opening near Kempston, slightly surreally, in 2031, which should be good for businesses all round. You can follow David's page, Kempston Ghost Walks, on Facebook, and don't forget to follow Dead Pubs of Bedfordshire on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to Pubs of the Shire. Follow that from wherever you get your podcasts from. Thanks. Bye.